for the management of this institute who has given me an opportunity to be as the guest for today. And today, as we all know, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, they are all improving and booming like anything. But there is one thing that is actually taking artificial intelligence to the next level that we are going to discuss today. And we are all aware of the technique, or you can say the technology of large language models in the form of ChatGPT, Google Bard, and of course we have Claude 2 today. But there are lots of other models that we will be discussing today. And plus, I will be also telling you some websites through which you can even access ChatGPT 4. And of course, I will be generating some pictures on Microsoft Bing based app on my MacBook after this lecture. And I will be also telling you that how you can use your Mid Journey in order to improve your image generations, which are even no copyrighted. So ladies and gentlemen, I will be giving the lecture on three main aspects. Number one will be language models and knowledge, which is very important for you to understand, because these days, if you talk of neural networks, it has taken the shape of the large language models and their knowledge that is being added to them in their model that you no doubt ChatGPT 3.5 has taken the model up to September 2021. But if you talk of ChatGPT 4, the Cloud 2, and of course with the Llama 2 and Palm 2 by Google, we can say that these are the models that are ever expanding and they're accessing the internet in order to fetch you the latest information. So today we will be discussing about the architectures, we will be discussing about the working, and of course we will be having some practical hands-on at the end of the session in which I will be telling you some websites and how to make effective prompt engineering using ChatGPT 4 or maybe 3.5. So I will be discussing the lecture in three aspects. The lecture number one will be on language models and knowledge. And of course, this is very important, as if I assume that nobody knows about language models, it is very important for you to understand that the language models are improving. And this is the area that you need to focus for your research. And the second, we will be discussing that why these language models are becoming so popular as fast as possible. And last but not the least, I will be discussing about the ChatGPT and of course with the feed forward neural network and reinforcement learning based human feedback. So lots of things will be discussed in this lecture. So please take your pen and paper with you. And if there is any problem, I will be taking your questions at the end of the lecture. But in between, I will be taking a break for 5 minutes or 10 minutes each after every presentation is over. And you are most welcome to unmute yourself or even put your questions on the chat box. And Dr. Rahul will be coordinating with me in order to get the questions. So let's begin the journey, everybody. I will be talking about the part one of the lecture in which I will be discussing about language models and knowledge. So the outline will be, you can see that what is exactly known as the knowledge base. Now, if you talk of the ChatGPT 4, or you can say 3.5, they are all having the knowledge, which means the information from the internet. So that particular knowledge base is actually powering up and we are accessing that knowledge in the form of the prompts that we give to the ChatGPT. And according to that prompt and the information that we crawl and the model based knowledge inference engine, we get the results. So the question stands, number two will be very important, and can language models can be used as knowledge bases that we have already discussed. And of course, I will be taking it to the next level. So the most important thing I will be telling you that in the future, there will be no Google and the Bing search engines. We will be taking up the search engines using these knowledge bases, or you can say your ChatGPT 3.5 or 4. And of course, the 5 version is also coming. It is already registered under copyright. It will be your new search engine. Number 3, can a closed book QALM perform as well as better than open book methods? This is a very important scenario to be discussed, and how to update the facts. So all these information will be coming in front of you one by one, and the lecture will be so interactive that you will all enjoy. So let's start with some introduction. So you can see what is the motivation behind the lecture, which is very important for you to understand that what exactly is known as the knowledge, or you can say the foundation of language models. So consider, you can see the corpora which is used to pertain the language models are known as the huge aggregation of information and data from the internet. Now consider, everybody, you can see that before ChatGPT, that was even known as the first language model, which was proposed by Gao et al. In 2020, that was the Pile, and the knowledge base was about 800 gigabytes of total. But if you talk of today's ChatGPT, they are having billions of data. But in the future, I'm not talking about billions of data. I'm talking about, you can say, not even terabytes. I'm talking about yottabytes, zentabytes. But let me tell you one important thing, that the future of quantum computing is the biggest use case of these type of knowledge engines. Because if there is a quantum computer, it is able to process the information live, and it is going to train the model very fast, because it can perform zillions of calculations in a matter of second. And that will be the era the big data will go to zentabyte, or you can say the quantum byte, or of course like the bronto byte or yotta byte. So remember everybody, more the information or the data your model is trained, the better results we are getting in front of us. So you can see everybody that if you talk of this type of diagrams, we have today large language models in terms of academic, the internet, we have for the Mac, we have for the apps, we have everything. So in the future, if you want to search something for the app, you don't have to go to App Store and type some information, but you just have to go to Perplexity AI. If you're using Android or iPhone today, you just have to give the information that I want to make collage of my images, which is the best app to use. It will automatically recommend the app, and with one click you can install that app, and after that that app will give the permissions and your photos will be automatically turned to collage. So remember everybody, at one time the smartphone was collaborative, but it was not so much, you can say, interactive. But now you just have to use your voice commands, and the Siri and of course Google will be able to use that knowledge base of the ChatGPT and will be able to perform all your tasks. So in the future, I don't see these Siri and of course this HomePod based devices. I see these devices are actually connecting with large language models like ChatGPT-4 or Google Bard, or of course the Perplexity AI. So you can see everybody that if you talk of today's information, so we have the PubMed, we have the web text, we have the GitHub, we have Wiki, and we have Common Crawl. So if you talk of the knowledge bases, they are all increasing. So today, if you talk of Stack Overflow, if you talk of GitHub, I don't have to access them. So I just go to ChatGPT and I just have to ask them that create a program for palindrome detection of a number in C++. And after that, I just tell the knowledge model that can you convert this programming language to Java? Can you convert this to Python? So we just have to use this knowledge base in order to generate the information. And after that, we just have to copy that information to Google Colab, and the information results will be output instantly. So that's the reason everybody that the information and these knowledge models are a huge aggregation of information, and more you connect them to the internet, more information, and the model get the information from the internet. The model base keeps on increasing, the knowledge discovery, the knowledge acquisition, and of course the knowledge representation will improve to the next level. So the most important question in front of you, that how these language models actually work. So you can see that we have to train them with pre-training and knowledge. Like if you talk of ChatGPT 3.5, it is actually trained till September 2021. And after that, this model is never expanding. So if you talk of ChatGPT 4, it can access the internet live. It means that if there is any, you can say, accident or mishap or any air crashing or any hijack in the world, so immediately you can ask that ChatGPT-4, give me the latest news on this plane hijack. Give me this news on the latest earthquake in this X country. So remember everybody, these language models, they just have to be trained on some particular features, and after that they can ever expand in order to perform high performance tasks. So remember everybody, if you talk of the ChatGPT-4 and if you want to make your own language model in the future, you need a high computational power, and that's the reason AMD and NVIDIA, they are working on super chips and super computers in order to make these language models possible and interactive for the common man, so that the possibility of use cases can be, you can say, limitless. So as the language model, the most important thing is that more information you give to the language model, the information for the learning is actually increasing. So the most important thing is that whether you provide the few shot learning or you provide the in-context learning. So what these two are, I will be discussing practically when we go for the prompt engineering after the lecture. So the question stands, can we directly retrieve the knowledge learned in pre-training from a language model? This is a key question. And let me tell you, so this is the question answer today. Today, we have the large language model's ability to store knowledge for granted. So let me tell you, if you talk that what was the first products of Microsoft, that is actually stored. But if you ask that what are the current products of Microsoft, if you ask it to chat 3.5, it will say up to September 2021, I have this information. But if you talk it to Claude 2 and of course to Google Bard, it can give you the current information. So remember everybody, we have to go for the knowledge retrieval in form of prompts, but the question stands that the language models need to be updated properly. So remember, more you train the model, more the model is accessing the internet, the knowledge base, the capability to understand the queries, the capability to understand complex prompts and to give the precision results that will actually improve. So I remember everybody that traditional knowledge bases were oftenly used, but nowadays we have Cloud 2, we have Google Bard. So if anybody asks me today that, sir, do you think that ChatGPT is good one? I say it is good, but it has restrictions up to September 2021. But if you talk of ChatGPT 4, again, it is giving some issues with regard to the language and the results. But if you talk of Google Bard, if you're talking of Microsoft Bing, and if you're talking about Cloud 2, then the results are actually becoming better and better. So the question stands, what exactly is a knowledge base? So let me tell you everybody. So if you talk of your data set, now imagine if I tell you that let us make a machine learning model in order to detect the breast cancer. So remember, the model accuracy only depends on the data. If the model has limited data, the accuracy of the model will be there, but the accuracy of the model cannot be justified. Now, again, I repeat everybody, if you have a data set of only 800 images and you have trained that model, so remember the accuracy is okay. You can say the performance will be okay, but the reliability of the model will not be determined. So remember, more data you put into that model, more training you perform, and of course you go on better with the 80% testing and 20% validation. And of course, this model will become better and better. So remember everybody, even when I'm doing research into AI in healthcare, we are also doing research into breast cancer, gynecology, diabetic retinopathy. The only thing that we care about is that we put more and more data so that our model becomes better and better trained, and the real-time results in the form of unsupervised learning will be best of the class. So remember everybody, if you talk of the knowledge base, let me give you the answer called encyclopedia like Britannica or Encarta, and today we have Wikipedia. So whatever the information is there on the Wikipedia, you can just search. So remember, Google is also a knowledge base. It is giving you the results. So similarly, ChatGPT is also a knowledge base of the data on which it is trained, and depend on the number and the type and of course the quantity of data that is being trained. And more quantity you train, the knowledge base becomes expandable, it becomes scalable, and more scalable model means that the model keeps on expanding and it is becoming reliable and efficient day by day. So remember everybody, some of the information that most of the people don't know, that this knowledge base is actually connected using nodes and edges. So same like databases, we have the nodes, we have the entities or abstract classes, we have the edges, which is that meant by the relationship between the entities like Microsoft and Bill Gates. So if I say how Steve Jobs is related to Microsoft, if I say that what about Intel and Nvidia, they're doing together in terms of digital twin. So all this type of knowledge base is actually gathering the information from different sources, and with the exact search query or of course with the prompt, we are getting the best results. So see this everybody, you can see if you talk of the databases, at one time our Oracle database was the number one. So you can see we have made a simple query, select date of birth where person name is equal to this person. So remember, we have a hospital identity. We just say select star from hospital database where patient name is equal to Anand. So remember, the Anand records will be coming out. So that was called a knowledge base. So similarly, when we are doing prompt engineering or when we are putting something on the search query, we are actually accessing the live model, which is actually connected to the internet, and it is learning and expanding the knowledge. So remember everybody how the knowledge bases are formed. So remember we have different types of unstructured tests. So that is the main thing that you need to research, and that is what we have to perform. So if I go to the hospital and I get the data, that data will be unstructured. And of course we have to format the data, we have to clean the data, we have to make it in a structured form. And after that we have to go for again pre-processing, data revising, augmentation, and then the data is ready to be fetched into the architecture so that that unstructured text become a knowledge. So remember everybody, we give that unstructured data to knowledge extraction pipeline. So this pipeline is actually very important, that is going to organize the data that we do it today. So remember everybody, before, if you have known the history of Google, before Google, there was actually another search engine, which was actually known as like a Napster, or of course we have Yahoo search engine. So what was the problem? That the search engine were using indexes, but Google, what they did, they have done the page ranking algorithm. The knowledge was the same, the internet was the same, but how the information will be extracted, this is the algorithm that Google works. So remember, everything is an algorithm. You have the biggest data set of the world, that is the internet. So how you structurize the data, how you extract the data, and how you make it as a meaningful form in order to get the best results, that is the real moral of the story. So remember, if you really want to have the knowledge base, you have to create that knowledge extraction pipeline. And that's the reason we have to create neural network. So remember everybody, why we need the neural network. Now understand, nobody will tell you, I tell you in a very simple sense, why we need neural network. Everybody says what is neural network, but the people don't understand the logic behind the neural network. Now remember, I have already told you that internet is unstructured. Okay, so information is here, there, and there. So remember, if I want to extract the information which is from part A, B, and C, but in a structured manner, we have to create a pipeline that is actually making the neural network. And that's the reason today neural networks are actually the moral of the story, which is actually converting the unstructured text so that the knowledge that we get, it is in a structured form. So that's the reason today machine learning, deep learning, they are all making neural network based structures. That's why we always say the deep learning starts with convolutional neural network. Then we have RCNN, then BSTM, then LIBSTM. So these all are form of neural networks. The only answer is that the unstructured part of the data, whether it is video, images, or the text, it needs to be structurized. It needs to be managed in a sense that it makes a knowledge, and on that knowledge, we will be able to perform operations. So downsides, everybody, I've already told you that the most important part, that the text is unstructured. So remember, so that's the reason we have to require some supervised learning. So why we need supervised learning? Because we need to perform the model with some base, that what exactly you need to do. And that's the reason supervised learning is the base for everything in order to train the pipeline. And after that train is pipeline, we can fill the gaps with the algorithms, with the techniques, with the methods, so that the unstructured text become a structured text. So remember everybody, this is the most important answer for all of you for today, that what exactly is a knowledge base. Internet is unstructured. Neural network is actually a platform or a methodology to give that unstructured data or a supervised learning base in order to perform the complete knowledge base on. That's the reason that our internet, our smart technology, our search engines, our you can say smartphones are becoming so better in terms of data extraction, utilization, and even the data presentation. So that's the reason everybody. So if you talk of your knowledge extraction pipeline, that's the reason we have to perform these answers. So remember, you have different types of data set, whether it's a medical data, whether it is your wiki data, whether it's your sentimental data, whatever the area you are working. So it has the data, and that data is always unstructured. It is not ready to be processed. So the main thing that comes in between is a knowledge extraction pipeline, which will perform these answers of pre-processing, entity extraction, ontology extraction. And after that, we have this particular knowledge in form of neural network. So neural network is basically known as a refined version of that unstructured text so that we get the exact result that we want to have. So this you can see everybody in front of you. That is the beauty of my slides, that I'm telling you everything practically and making you ready in order to understand what exactly is the advancements of ChatGPT. So see this everybody. You can see from the text that the text was unstructured, and we have put that data in a knowledge extraction pipeline, and that's the reason you can see that the extraction was improper. So over there we need to perform some operations on data. We have to have some human annotations. We need to perform some mathematical modeling. We need to have some system model in order to make it better. So remember everybody, this is form of neural network. So you can see one neuron will take born in and the other neuron will take it as a name. So remember, this is the unstructured data. This is the knowledge extraction. So you can see the extraction is incorrect, but with a part of neural network, we get the structured form of data. So remember, today your devices are so good. Your Google, your YouTube, your Netflix, they are working so well because of the neural networks only. So you can see everybody that I've already given the answer to you. That is the downsides of using knowledge bases. But the main important thing is that the incorrect query has to go in order to perform some fixed schemas to store and query the data. So traditional knowledge bases are inflexible and require significant manual effort. So the question is, are we having better alternatives? So remember, at one time, machine learning was number one, but nowadays we don't use much machine learning. We are into deep learning. We are into explainable AI. And of course, the modern era of artificial intelligence is towards large language models. Even we have started researching on large language models, and now I'm making a large language model that how we can put the entire database of a doctor to that particular model. And if suppose I'm the patient and I go there and the doctor can just give me the history of that patient, that it was also there, so she can relate to that history and then she can recommend me that what exactly could be the treatment. So remember, with that large language model, unstructured database text with a form of neural network, we can perform the better medical information systems. So if you talk of the future information systems in a high precision manner, the answer is LLM, that is the large language models. So that's the answer for all of you today. So traditional systems in terms of data pipelines, extractions, they were okay, they were reliant, but the answer is that they were very, very unreliable. They were not fast. They were having limited capability. The neural networks was okay. But of course, today we have to take the neural network to the advanced feed forward neural network on that basis with the reinforcement learning in order to perform the large language model as knowledge bases. So remember everybody, why we need large language models. The first thing is that they are pre-trained on huge amounts of data. And that's the reason when we started machine learning, even when I started review of the research papers, when even my first research paper of machine learning was published, it was published on a data set that was not having more than 5,000 images. But if you talk of today's large language model based, you can say papers that I'm writing, so they are based on 4 million images. So remember the day about 5 years back and day of today, we are actually having huge corpus of data, and today the world is actually getting connected and doesn't require any annotations, no supervised learning. They are more flexible and of course they are usable. And that's the reason why I love large language models, because they are already refined and we can able to access better results with our prompt engineering as compared to the previous deep learning and machine learning models. So the question is, but first we need to see if language models really store the knowledge. So that's the reason everybody, the answer is still a very big answer, which I'm going to give you answer practically after some time. So remember everybody, we start from llama prop, very important language, or you can say the first large language model. You can say the llama prop stands for language model analysis. So remember, the goal was to evaluate your factuations and of course your common sense in language models. And let me give you some other things. So it collects the knowledge from different knowledge sources and tells whether the able captured data is good or whether it is not. And you can see that how we can have a knowledgeable large language model. This all depends on the data set. Now remember everybody, At one time, if I make a particular cotton and I put a yellow ball, the automatically machine learning will say that it is an egg yolk. But with large language model, it can detect the egg yolk and even the yellow ball. So remember, at one time when we were able to use confusions with our pancakes, that this is a cat, this is a dog, but this type of language models can able to detect the errors, and even it can recommend that what is the problem in that error. Even today, if you go to Hugging Face, like image to text, you just upload your photo and it automatically gives you the information that what exactly is in the text, is in the image. And of course, you can do lots of areas like image to image conversion. The things go on, but the only thing is, if you really want to do research into language models, you need to understand the models, you need to understand the applications, you need to understand the CLIs, the GUIs, everything. And for that, the Hugging Face is one of the best websites that you can do. So evaluation of language model via LMA, you can see given a close statement that queries the model from a missing token, and ground truth tokens are very high and other tokens lower. So you can see that the question is the color of sky is mask. Now question is language model. Now see this everybody, we have the vocabulary like whether it is blue, red, grass and gray. And after that we have the probability score. You can see the blue will be 49%, 12%, 0.01%, gray is 3%. So see everybody that the result of the blue is becoming better. At one time when we used to train the model with dog, cat and other things, the probability of dog and cat was very less, which means like 50%, then 38%, then 12%. But now it is actually improving with the accuracy. That's the answer I would like to tell you. So the rankings will be blue will be most likely and Bob will be less likely. So the another, you can see the language model 2, you can see that the probability scores and the ranking scores and the answers are becoming better and better. So with this type of tokens, we can understand that the language model probability is actually the best as compared to traditional machine learning approaches. So this is the architecture of Lemma Pro, which I'm giving you. So the knowledge sources, you can say any knowledge sources of today. We have text, we have a video, we have photos. We can have some information with regard to like some sound panel. We can have some information from the website based information or blog based information. Any piece of information is actually a knowledge source. So remember, we formulate the facts into triplets or question pair answers, whether it's a subject, relation or object, and we go it for the question and answer. And after that, you can see that Mozart born in Austria, and you can make another question, who wrote Hamlet, and we have Shakespeare. So we have questions with answers and we have the different facts and sources. And after that, you can see we can make the close statement marker. With this marker, we can form that this person was born in this area. And that's what ChatGPT and of course the GPT-4 do today, that even if you give the wrong queries, it will correct you. And of course, if you have to correct ChatGPT, it automatically updates the model. So more you interact with the models, more you give your information and more model gets interacted with unsupervised learning, the accuracy keeps on booming. So this is again an example for all of you. So who wrote Hamlet? The writer of Hamlet is Mask. And after that, we can make a close statement and the answer will come, that is Shakespeare. So this is another knowledge source that you can see that it is manually extracting facts from Wikipedia. Only 3 considered relationships are done in front of you: the place of birth, the date of birth, and place of death. So remember everybody that these models are so important and these are so advanced that they automatically connect to huge database sources. Even ChatGPT has also taken Wikipedia as the base at one time, and now it is actually taking all types of blogs and websites that is actually coming, and even it is accessing the internet with live of the real-time queries and getting the mapping results from all of you. So you can see original fact, the T.S. Eliot, birthplace St. Louis. And the question is T.S. Eliot is born in, which is Mask, and the answer is St. Louis. So remember, the model is actually trained with all the facts and data sources, and the probability of getting the results, it is extremely high. So this is the T-Rex model. So if you give the multiple facts like this, Francesco Conti born in Florence, Italy, multiple possibilities. So it will automatically remove Italy and it will automatically give you the answer that Florence Conti was born in Florence. So similarly, if I say Bill Gates was the founder of Microsoft and Apple, which is the correct one? So it automatically gives the answer that Microsoft was actually founded by Bill Gates. So even if you confuse the model with the wrong question, the knowledge base will automatically correct it. So this is another concept of language models, the knowledge sources called ConceptNet with the open mind, common sense. And you can see the answer, ravens can fly. And after that, we can both the questions, can raven fly? We can say the ravens can fly. So capability is mean that the biggest capability is flying. So can the ravens fly? Yes, ravens can even fly. And again, you can see the squad model who developed the theory of relativity, Einstein, the question pair. And after that, we put the question, the theory of relativity was developed by Mask, and you can see Einstein. So this was some of the dataset statistics in front of you. And till today, I can say that T-Rex model was one of the best, highest number of relationships founder. And of course, we can see the all ground tokens were single token. But now if you talk of language models, which I will be discussing in my second slide, they are all taking multiple tokens. So you can see everybody with the baselines, the ranks candidate by frequency of appearance, the pre-trained models that you can see from Sorokin and Garavich, and extraction of relationship triples from sentences. And this is one of the model that you can see in front of you, the DRQA model, which uses the TF and IDF to retrieve relevant arguments from set of documents. And today, this model is actually the answer that today we use the chatbots. So you just have to give the information of the website and the chatbot will automatically get trained on the knowledge. And after that, you just put your chatbot on the website and let the people interact with chatbot. So remember everybody, these models are actually having the knowledge base and you interact with them. They take the knowledge base into their base and extracts the answer and give it to them. So that's the reason more large language models you put as a case study, the better results you are putting from the n number of articles. But the only thing is you need to train them regularly. So these are some of the pre-trained language models that you can see in front of you. But till today, we take BERT as a transformer, which I will be telling you. But that now it is replaced by ChatGPT or the transformer. That is the decoder only. That was encoder and decoder. But now we only do decoder models. But I will be coming that in slide number 3. So these are some of the results that you can see from the computation, and you can see that the BERT models till today, they outperform the old models. But now if you talk of the large language models or the Llama 2 models, now we don't use the BERT models. So the results are in front of you, and you can see that at one time Google RE was number 1, but now the BERT models and the Llama models, they are actually very advanced. And you can see some BERT models that are outperforming other language models on T-Rex. And soon this paper will be published because we have done a big review of ChatGPT, the foundations, and we are putting up lots of results in the form of analysis. So you can see everybody that BERT model is the best in terms of the large margins. And the next model was transformer, but now we don't use it. And the worst performers were ELMO. So these were all outdated, but now we only focus on BERT, encoder and decoder, but now we are moving towards decoder only. And yeah. So remember, these are some of the factors that correlate with better performance. And you can see 0.2, that is the number of objects that are mentioned in training corpus, and 0.035, that is a token mentioned in BERT, that is the word piece tokenizer. And today, if you talk of the biggest puzzle solver or Sudoku, it is all coming to ChatGPT and decoder only models. And that's the reason today any complex Sudoku can be solved in less than 0.08 seconds. That's the fastest. So the conclusion, you can see that the large models recall better prescriptive as compared to its competitors. And if you want to dealing with variance in performance in response to different natural templates is a real challenge. But now these challenges will be overcome by the LLMA2 models. So with this, everybody, we have come to the end of the part 1, that what exactly is known as language models and knowledge. And now we take a break for 2 minutes. If there is any question or anybody wants to interact with me with the background of language and knowledge about the basis, about the language models foundation, you are most welcome to ask the questions. I think there is a chat box there, but I don't see the chat box.
I will help you, sir. Yeah.
No problem, sir. So please, sir, if there is any question, you can please repeat it for me, or otherwise you can give the unmute right to the participants. They can interact with me. After 2 minutes, we will start with the second slide.
Yeah, they have the right to unmute and all. So there's a question: is there a criteria for ranking based on filling the missing term? Is it done manually?
At one time, it was done manually, but with the large language models, which I will be telling you about the ChatGPT, they can do it automatically. And even they can correct the values today. You will be stunned to know, sir, that what I'm going to tell you, again, the paper is unpublished. We have taken about, you can say, thousands of data sets of the sensors that are working in agriculture field in order to recommend that what exactly should be the protection for the moisture for the farmers. So some of the data was not that much accurate, or even was not like valuable data for us. So the large language model automatically deleted that data and even told us that this kind of sensor data you need more in order to make better prediction. So these models are very, very advanced. I can say that. Okay. Any other question?
And Rahman is asking, what is TREX?
I will explain that TRX model, which I have already given to you, that at one time this model was developed by Google, and you can search more on TRX model on Google. But it is better that you put a query on Google Bard that what exactly is that you can. I will tell you how exactly to use Google Bard. So let me give you some example right now. So no doubt today I have to do some practical of prompt engineering. So if you all go to Google Bard, everybody. So let me tell you how to make good prompts. So in order to make the prompt, you need to make some entities. Then you have to make some, you can say some. So I think Google Bard is okay. Yeah. Okay, so here is Google Bard in front of you. You just have to sign in with your Google account. So suppose if I make a prompt in front of you, generate some differences. So remember, whenever you give the prompt, you just have to give some prompts in terms of generation, writing, or analyze, or do like this. So generate some differences between T-Rex model and BERT models in terms of functionality, accuracy, and above all, use cases in tabular manner. Now say this, everybody, I'm going to generate a prompt in front of you. So remember, you can, if you want to have some differences between latest laptops or even your smartphones or anything, you just have to make proper prompts. So remember, the prompt consists of three things. One is known as your entity, what exactly you want to do. Second is your grammar, what exactly you want to ask. And the third thing is what exactly specific keywords and tokens you have to give it to them. And after that, you can make a best prompt of your life. So I give this prompt in front of you. So let's wait for Bard to generate the answers. And remember, this answer is going to blow your mind. So you can see, everybody, that T-Rex can perform both mass language modeling, but BERT can only perform mass language. So you can see slightly lower, but it is slightly higher. And that's the reason we have the BERT model as the function. But if you talk of the today's transformers, it is actually working on the GPT models, which I will be telling you on slide number 3. And of course, if you talk of the optimization, we have this thing called text summarization, but today we have the text classification. So that's the biggest difference between the T-Rex and BERT. So this was my first demonstration that how exactly you can gather the information in an accurate manner from the biggest knowledge base, that is the internet, as per your exact requirements. So that's how the prompt engineering works. Okay, next question. Any questions, sir? Any other question?
No, sir. No, sir. There is no question in the chat box. Participants, you want to ask anything?
They can unmute and they can have two more, but you can say minutes for interaction, because after that I have to go to the next part of my lecture. That is the language models.
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Please.
So now everybody, as you are all learning about artificial intelligence, you're all learning about the future and of course the current and the modern trends of AI, which will be actually basing your futuristic work. So let me tell you, the futuristic work will not be simple. It will not be very complex, but it will be having a complex operation in the backend. So remember, if you really want to work with large language models, you need a high computational system. And that's the reason today, if we are doing a large language model based research, we are all doing it on Amazon, because Amazon computers are really good. We have created instances. We are actually putting up like a cluster and automatically scaling up of the machines when you have to have high computation complexity. But I have a dream that at one time I'm able to put up some model of deep learning, and I'm able to put that model accurately with 100 million images of breast. And after that, I'm able to detect the breast cancer in more than 90% of the manner. So remember, large language models are becoming powerful. They are really good, but the problem over there, that is the computational functionality. And so if you ask me that, sir, we want to have a close eye on large language models, I will be telling you some websites at the end, no problem. But let me tell you, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, and AMD, they are doing tons of work. They are producing their algorithms, they are producing their computers, the chips, and of course, everything they are putting up for the large language models today. Okay, so that's the reason they are gaining popularity. They are becoming fast. And if you ask me from NVIDIA, which is the best, you can say, computerized model that is the best for large language models. So please go to their website and learn about Ada Lovelace. So Ada Lovelace is a new chip that is actually made for high performance gaming. And today, even I have recently seen the keynote talk of the CEO of NVIDIA. They are also bringing new models and of course new graphics card, especially that is focused on the language models. Right now, if you ask me that, sir, what infrastructure that I use in my lab for language models, I don't say that it is a perfect infrastructure, but still we have Intel Core i9 13th generation. We are using 2 terabyte of RAM, and we are having 18 petabytes of storage system, which is mostly on the cloud. And of course, we are using the 3 cluster of RTX 4090 with 24 GB of VRAM. So which means about 72 GB of VRAM is actually required in order to perform this type of language modeling, especially when we go to LangChain. So LangChain is really, really complex, very complex, I'm saying you. Okay, everybody. So you can see, everybody, this is one of the best diagrams that you can see, but I have made one more diagram for all of you. Dr. Rahul, on a special note, I would like to inform you that your institution is the second institution where you are having the ChatGPT based FTP, because yesterday I also gave one lecture of a large language model. So your institute today is number 2. Okay. So till date, very few people are discussing ChatGPT, but I have to discuss the large language models. But in the future, we can have more discussions on LangChain and some practical hands-on with some cloud computing servers we can have in the future. Okay. So
Yeah,
remember,
sure.
everybody, this diagram that you are seeing right now, it is one of the best diagrams I can provide it to you. So remember, these models are actually having open access also and closed access also. So remember, if you talk of ChatGPT, okay, it is not open access. So if you talk of the best model, which is equal to ChatGPT, but nobody talks about it, I don't know why people don't talk about it, that is Falcon 40. So go to Google and go to Google Bard. If you search that what is the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and Falcon 40 in a table form, and trust me, you will be getting amazing results that you can see. So remember, those models that are actually with the full source code and they're open to access, that is open access models. But we as a open access people, we have only Falcon 40, but otherwise most of the models are closed access. So remember everybody, it is not a very old field. It is a new field that actually started from 2018 with a Clove model and the fast text, which are the libraries in order to perform text summarization. And of course, today we are going towards text classification. That's where the BERT model came, because before BERT there was only summarization, and today we have text classification. And after that we can even go for text prediction. You will be stunned to know that today it is going to come very soon. If you are writing an essay and you have a particular, like suppose I wanted to direct a film, that there is a hero, there is a heroine, there was a complex love story, the parents were not matching, but I'm not able to gather what is going to be the ending, or you can say the end of the movie. I can even tell the language model in order to understand this text, and after that you have to summarize and you have to complete that text. So that can also be happening in the future. So remember, these models are having extraordinary capability and they are growing like anything. So remember, in 2020 it was a revolution when we got this BERT and we got this BART. That was also from Facebook, that is Meta. But nobody knows that. Even let me tell you what is going to happen in Facebook after next month. So don't please take it like, because still it is under beta. I have good connections there. So let me tell you what is going to happen in Facebook. But this is just like a hunch, but I don't say that it is going to happen. So let me tell you, suppose if you put a photo on Facebook and if you want to write some, you can say some tags, and of course you want to give some description, you don't have to worry that you have to type over the description. Let the Facebook takes over the control and it can give you some description of that photo along with the hashtags. Now imagine, even if you have taken a good photo at one time and your photo could have been viral, but you don't know because of your language skills and grammar skills, but maybe in the future you take a ordinary photo and maybe in the future your photo can turn as a viral photo. So let Facebook is also working on that. And even let me tell you, your friendships and of course your tags, and what I'm expecting is the messenger, they are going to become extraordinary. And even I am sure that they will be launching something new, that if suppose I am chatting to Dr. Rahul and we are discussing about this conference, about what is going to happen, everything. So after that, I just have to click on one button and the text and the whole messages, like 100 messages we exchange, it will be summarized into particular 5 to 6 lines. So this is the future that exactly these models can go out. So you can see everybody, in 2022, the biggest change came when we have the Instruct GPT. Now on that basis, we have our Chat GPT 3.5 and of course like 3.4.0. And you can see in 2023 itself, where we have the start of Chat GPT and it has taken the world by the storm. But in the future, I'm expecting GPT-5, I'm expecting Claude 3, I'm expecting Jurassic 3, and of course GPT-5. So remember, the future is really very bright. But of course, Facebook is doing the work with the Llama models, but the Llama 3 is going to be revolutionary. So origin of language models, you can see that it has started from the Claude Shannon, and I hope no need to tell you about Claude Shannon, because whenever we start our engineering books, whenever we start our computer science or electronics, this person, or even the mathematics, this person is a great man, and actually he's known as the father of information age. So if you talk of the 3-4 people who actually coined artificial intelligence, no doubt we always say Alan Turing, like all these people. I say Alan Turing was actually good, he was good person, but Alan Turing should not be considered as the only father of AI. So even Claude Shannon, because today if you talk of mathematics, big data, they are all combined together and then these language models are getting originated. So Claude Shannon should be given the equal credit because of the information, and because without information you can't run the model. So Shannon and Alan Turing, if they combine together, then we can say that AI, what we see today, is the foundation. Okay. So remember everybody, the language models was founded by, you can say, the mathematical theory, and today we talk as an approximation theory. And after that, that goes into the you can say the models, that is the fuzzy logic. And after that, we got our machine learning, then the deep learning. And today, after that, we got our explainable AI, advanced neural networks. And today we are only playing with large language models. So this is a language model, everybody. You can see where are we going. So remember, if I put if I just say on my phone, hey Google, what is the temperature outside? So remember, it is a query. So what is outside means that it has to detect my phone location, that my phone is in Danang city, and automatically it puts the query on Google, that on the knowledge base, that what is the temperature in Danang right now, and it automatically gives the answer. It is 32 degrees and there is 5% of humidity, and there is a 10% of the chance of rainfall after 2 hours. So remember, this is actually called information extraction, the knowledge presentation. And this is all happening because of the language models. So you can see, everybody, I think everybody use about this word. This is even called autocomplete. If you just type good and automatically it says morning or good night. If you say hello, it automatically say how are you. And even today, if you talk of autocomplete, we have automatic autocomplete on Gmail. And even Gmail today is so fast that you have the email and it can even predict that email and can write the reply response for you. So this is also a part of language model. So remember, everybody, now you can understand that without these language models, your phone is nothing but just a piece of stone, and it is not regarded as a smartphone. So remember, lots of features that we can see. Now imagine everybody, that once that if ChatGPT 4 in a live manner comes to our phone, okay, now now I think everybody will agree with me. I think we don't have to touch our phone. If I'm busy on my laptop, I just have to speak to my phone that please send a message to my mother. No doubt Siri can do, but it is not very highly reliable. But I can do everything with the voice and let the chat GPT takes over the control. And now imagine the chat GPT, once that different types of models get trained, that machine is known as the biggest knowledgeable machine in the world. So that's what we can say, the expansion of knowledge. Now see what kind of possibilities we can do in the near future. So you can see, everybody, the large language models of today, like I've already given you one example that show me the difference between the T-Rex and the BERT models. It automatically gave me the form of table. So similarly, you can go write a prompts, different prompts that explain quantum computing as to a kid of 6 years. Now imagine, even let me tell you, if you started quantum computing, so remember, give this word like this, explain quantum computing to a kid of 6 years. So it will make the things very easy. Imagine if I say, give me the real-time case studies of neuromorphic computing and explain those case studies like I'm a 10-year-old school boy. Now imagine, no doubt we know neuromorphic computing is very tough. It is complex, but the answers and the results that I'm getting, I'm able to understand like a cupcake. So this is what you have to do. So you have to ask the questions to the prompts. And of course, I will be telling you some YouTube channels where you can even learn about prompt engineering. I will even tell you some torrents after this that you can also use in order to understand and learn more about the prompt engineering. Future is prompt. So let me tell you, everybody, future is the prompt engineering, how you actually generate information for you from the knowledge base, which is the biggest knowledge base, that is the internet. So how did the large language models became very popular? So these are the answers, everybody. Today, as I have already told you, at one time we were using the T-Rex. After that, it was replaced by BERT model. And now we are only forming transformers. So remember, everybody, if you talk of the new generation, so at one time it was like CNN, RCNN, LSTM, bi-LSTM, all those things, that was stage one. But now if you talk of the advanced class of neural network, the feed forward neural network, it is actually known as the transformer models. And on that basis, we have the GPT. The GPT, the T, I will be telling you the full form. The T stands for transformer. So architecture evolution, and I've already told to you that at one time BERT was like encoder only. At one time after that we have encoder and decoder. I will be telling you more, but nowadays we have only known as the decoder models. That's why GPT is there. Third thing, these models are actually getting trained regularly, like ChatGPT 4, regular internet, BART, regularly internet, Meta or Llama 2, regular internet. We have Claude 2, that is fully internet. So more you give these models accessibility to the internet, you are getting better and better results. And of course, everybody, the scalability. And I've already told to you that ChatGPT 3.5 is actually a model that is only you can say a medium scale, that is up to 750 500 billion bytes of data. I don't remember, but I will show you in the slide. I always forget this, what is the exact number, but I will be telling you after some time. But if you talk of the future, it is going to become like a zillion bytes, ZBs of data. And after that, we have the alignments that today, if you ask any question and it is giving us the reinforcement learning based human feedback. So the answer today is natural human feedback. So this is the rise of transformers. Everybody, you can see it applies at the stage 1 for encoder and decoder. So encoder is at the left and decoder is at the right. So remember, if you talk of the best model for the transformer, the start, that was known as a translate, Google Translate. We have the language, like suppose if I say translate hello into Vietnamese, it will say Xin Chao. If I say translate bye from English to Japanese, it will say sayonara. So this is called encoder and decoder. So translation was the biggest example for the transformers. And after that, you can see the self-attention in a nutshell, which is known as the attention mechanism to compute the representation of the same sequence. So similarly, you can see that if you have written a wrong sentence, it automatically corrects you. So today, if you talk of the Word, even everybody, Microsoft Word, you correct your grammar, you auto-correct your sentences and everything like Grammarly. This is all the basic part of transformers. That's the reason today, if you go to Quillbot, you just put something of the AI generated, it automatically paraphrase to human like. Okay, so without that, this is not possible. So this is one of the mechanism that the diagram is in front of you. So we have the number of tokens. The number of tokens means the number of information that we give. And we have the complex model that is having the tons of neurons and the tons of the softmax, and the output is actually getting better and better. But the only thing is, more number of quadratic tokens you give, better results you can expect, because the model gets trained and trained. So these are the three architectures that you need to understand. And I've already told to you that at one time we were using encoder and decoder. After that, it was like, so the T-Rex, if you talk of T-Rex, it was encoder and decoder. After that, it was followed by BERT, that was encoder only. But nowadays, BERT is not there. We are talking about decoder only, that is the GPT. That's the reason we have the ChatGPT, the transformer, which is only decoder. So this is the encoder and decoder structure. You can see in left hand side encoder and right hand side decoder. So remember, we have the softmax, we have the multi-head attention in order to generate the sequences. And I've given you the example. The biggest example is your Google Translate. And if you talk of your encoder only, the answer of your machine learning today, if you talk of your classification, regression, and if you talk of your random forest based techniques, this is all BERT. So if you talk of your NLP toolkits today, or if you're talking about Python with the libraries of TensorFlow or something, they're only encoder. But if you talk of this thing, everybody, the answer is this one. That is the GPT, where we have to focus today. This is the foundation of futuristic artificial intelligence. So more tokens you give, it is actually positioning the tokens. We have maskings, and of course, everybody understand that we are using two techniques over there. One is reinforcement learning, and second is feed forward neural network. And then we have the decoder block. So remember what is going to happen. So you see over here that the input is the chicken walked, and it automatically gives the answer across the road. And today, if you talk of what you can say generative AI, that suppose you give your photo on Photoshop, you select the area, make the t-shirt red, give me light tower at the beginning, add the background with a beach. It automatically gives that transformation. So if you talk of the biggest answer of ChatGPT or the decoder only, the answer is generative AI. And the highest example I can give you is of Photoshop, Mid-Journey. You can even go to DALL-E. I will be telling you about some practical possibility with Bing after some time. You can just have to give some prompt, better prompt, and it will give you the images. So this is all happening of decoder, that you give some information and let the artificial intelligence do the decoding for you. And I just come to this one, everybody, and I hope everybody will agree with me that nowadays Moore's law is nowhere. At one time, it is used to say that the technology will double after 2 years, but now every 3 or 4 months, and even in the future, it will be doubling up in few weeks. not months even. That if you talk of the new model, like if you talk of diffusion models, and DAL-E came like in January, and after that we have the stable diffusion model after 3 months, and after that now we have diffusion 2.0, and even the new models are coming now. They can even generate a video of about 20 minutes. Right now it is of only 3 seconds. Maybe in the future we will have the complete video and even scripts that will be generated using just your prompts. So this is the answer for you, everybody. And this is where we have to do our research, that computational with regard to optimal training of LLMs. But still, I don't say that this is any perfect, but still we need heavy computationals on cloud computing in order to generate the answers for language models. That's the reason sometimes the research takes lots of time, everybody. So this is the performance that you can see, everybody, with OpenAI Codebase for the next word prediction. And you will be stunned to know that as per the GPT-4, the next sentences or the word predictions are becoming better and better. So that's the reason I just have written over there on Google Bard, generate a table for me specifying the differences between T-Rex and BERT, especially on the basis of accuracy and functionality with some use cases. So remember, Google Bard has taken about 10 to 15 seconds, but in the near future, this can even come down to 3 seconds. So that also requires a heavy computational complexity and capability in order to give the predictions. So I've already given you the scaling hypothesis that internet is always scalable. So in order to improve the trainings, we have to put your models live on the internet. Like I've already told to you, GPT-4, but it has limited, you can say, functionality, even if you pay $20. But Google Bard and of course Claude 2 is the good. But I will tell you in just next 5 to 10 minutes how to access GPT-4, which is free, and of course Claude, which is even right now available only in US and UK. And you can just use some temporary emails in order to get more informations from GPT-4. So you can see, everybody. So GPT-3, I've given you some prompts in front of you. Explain the theory of gravity to 3-year-old. So similarly, you can give the example that explain the quantum computing, neuromorphic computing, explain biomedical engineering or breast cancer to a baby. So this is how you can say the instruction sets are getting the prompts, like a number of tokens that are being generated, and the results are coming out in a higher computational flexibility. So this is the answer for all of you, that how exactly the ChatGPT works. But of course, I will be speaking on slide number 3 before I will do some practical. So step number 1 is to collect the data. And of course, we need to train the data in a primary supervised policy. And of course, we need to compare the data with the reward model so that we should understand that how much the tokens are generated and how much accuracy can be there with the performance of label ranking. And last but not the least, we have the reinforcement learning and feed forward neural network in order to generate the outputs. So you can see, everybody, that the model size, it all depends upon the performance. So this was the conclusion. So I just come to some practical part now. And if there is any problem, you can ask me. OK. OK. So everybody, I have already given you the examples of ChatGPT, but I'm going to tell you some important websites through which you can learn some prompt engineering. But I will be only taking the practical for 10 minutes because still there is one more slide that needs to be done. So let me tell you how to gain some more knowledge with regard to your ChatGPT and your prompt engineering. So you go to Google and you just type Kick-Ass, and after that go to this torrent website. OK. So in that torrent website, you can just type ChatGPT, and if you press enter, you can see tons of tutorials over here. OK. So with this tutorials, you just need to have a uTorrent web, and you can find all the information that you need to understand for prompt engineering. So similarly, if I go over here and just search prompt engineering, it will give me better information like anything. So now just note down this website, everybody. So there is one model that you need to use, that is the Claude 2 model, the Claude.ai. But problem is, I will tell you right now. So if I continue with Google, so see this, everybody. So if I continue with Google, it will say me that this facility is not available right now, and it is only available in US and UK. So what I recommend you, because this model is even better than ChatGPT 4, and even it is better than Google Bard. So what I recommend you, you just purchase this one, or if you have ExpressVPN, it is also good. But NordVPN is one of the best website that you can download the VPN and you can access Claude. So Claude is one of the best model, but I tell you one more website which can make the Claude based information better. So go to this website, everybody, 4chat. So you just search 4chat and after that you will land into this website, everybody. So just use your Google and this is the answer, the chat.4chat.ai. So if you don't have the GPT 3.5 login, you can even search over here. So let's make some search. Okay, write an essay of 250 words specifying the advantages, limitations, and and characteristics of software testing. So let's see, everybody. So this is how you can generate the response. Now you can see that I have given this information to GPT 3.5, but it is only trained till 2021. Okay, but don't worry, you can just go to this one, the Claude instant, and you just have to enable internet. Now you will be stunned to know that you are using the Claude 2 instantly, which is free, and the model that you are using, it is actually latest. Okay, now I make a query in front of you. So let us take something. Give me latest news on Microsoft. So you can see that it is accessing the internet and you can see that the information is coming in front of you. So if you can go to Claude 2, it is even more advanced, but I don't have the credits today, so I cannot show you. So similarly, you can generate. So if I say something more extra, like list some differences between MacBook Pro and Air in table, and also suggest me a laptop for content creation and editing 4K videos using MacBook. So what I'm going to generate is a table that is the Mac Pro and Air. Now you see that even if you have to generate this type of table or you want to get the table, you have to go to various websites, then you have to search for the table, then you have to see over there, but it is not like that. So just press enter and let's see what can be detected over here. So you can see that the table is getting generated in a perfect manner. And after that, I can make my suggestions. So you can see it is also giving me the suggestion that I have to use this one. And for this type of intensive task, it is also recommending me 16 inches MacBook Pro. So this is how everybody you must use it. Now I'm going to change your life right now. So this is the search engine that you use today. We use today. Of course, we will use it today, but from not now today. Don't use it. Yes, everybody. What you are understanding is actually correct. I am saying a very big statement. Don't use Google because we have this thing now. U.com. Now you can see it's an AI chatbot to search the internet. So this is one of the best platforms that you can see. You just have to sign in. So just sign in with Google. And after that, you can make unlimited number of queries. Even you can generate the photos, which I will be also telling you on Mac app right now. But don't worry. So let's take some search. Now, I'm a good photographer. So let me search something for Canon lenses. Okay, so let me make some prompt for it. A good search query. I'm using Canon 80D and I am planning to go for wildlife photography. Now see this, how I'm making the prompt because I'm a prompt engineer. Suggest me some best lenses from Canon or Tamron. Okay. For Tamron with best aperture. I know some of the people are not photographers, but you must understand about the apertures and everything. Focal length around the budget of $3,500. Now let it do the search. Now I'm not going to search on Google and everything. It is actually giving me recommendations, and even it is giving me the search results that I'm going. So remember everybody, now Google is outdated. Now this is the answer to Google for ChatGPT 4 and the latest answers. Now see this, answer is there. Now I will generate some image in front of you. Generate a photo of a, okay, let's take hyena. Near the beach, wearing a black hat and has waves crashing at the back with light towel. Now this is a perfect prompt that I'm making, that generate a photo of a hyena near the beach wearing a black hat and the waves are crashing at the back with light towel. Now let's see what kind of image is being generated. So let me see, you can see over there, use AI to generate image. So let the AI generates the image for me. And this model is actually known as the mid-journey model. So you can see everybody, the hyena is getting generated. So you can upscale the photo, you can downscale, but I'm going to give you some better results with this thing. That is the Mac Bing app. So if you can go to your Bing engine or everything, it is better, but it depends on you. But now I'm going to generate something with regard to ChatGPT 4 style. So let us generate some images from DALL-E. Now see, I'm going to make a very complex prompt. Generate a photo of a family having lunch, having picnic on Mars with aliens, okay, in 1990s environment and having spaceships all around. Now let's see everybody, with DALL-E and with the power of ChatGPT 4, with the powerful transformer, we can generate this type of photo. So you will see it, you can even upscale the photo. Yeah, so now you can see everybody, the perfect photo is getting generated. So you can even add something more, you can add something beautiful. But the main thing that I would like to recommend all of you, that you must go to this website called Midjourney. But I'm going to recommend you some YouTube channels. This is the perfect area, but you need to sign up with the Discord community. So this is the area where you can go and you can generate lots of photos and images. Now I'm going to YouTube everybody, and please pay attention to what I'm going to do in front of you. So please subscribe to these YouTube channels, which I'm telling you right now. So if you go to Google everybody, so please go to this person that is called Matt Wolfie. So because of this person, I'm actually so good into these prompts and I'm learning more about the ChatGPT. I'm learning more about the, you can say, image generations. This person is one of the best persons that you can see. The second channel that I would like to recommend you is ChatGPT tutorials. Very beautiful channel. And it is, you can see over there that it is giving you the latest video, how to use ChatGPT for writing resumes and CV. The next channel which I'm recommending you is this one. Very good channel, that is AI Foundations. Very best channel. The person makes lots of prompts and everything for you. Now, if you want to really be in touch with what is happening with Google, with Facebook, with Microsoft, with OpenAI, everything is available. And you can see that the new models like Gemini is also coming. So the answer is called AI Revolution. So this is the best YouTube channel that you will see. But even if you search over here, like ChatGPT, and you press enter, then I would like to tell you one or two more channels, which is also very good. But let me see. Yeah, this one, everybody, the Tech Lead, one of the best channels that you can see for artificial intelligence. And one more channel which I can suggest you is this one. Yeah, the AI Master. Did you know that ChatGPT? So this few 6 and 7 channels are the top channels if you really want to understand about the DAL-E, Midjourney, the latest language models, the Llama 2, the Palm 2, and what exactly is done by Facebook, Google, everywhere. Okay. So with this, everybody, I'm almost on the verge. So now I give you the time for 5 minutes. Any questions?
Sir, there are a few questions there.
Yes, sir.
Um, for a given random query, how can we measure and evaluate relevance of a document for this query to compute the precision and recall? Do we need a gold standard?
Yes, actually, for that, I think so. You have to go to ChatGPT 4 and you have to set the temperature to 0.5 to 0.7. But according to me, I'm not a ChatGPT 4 user, but I'm a user of Claude 2 with my VPN. So I just set the temperature to 0.35 to 6 to 0.6. That is enough to set the temperature and leveling out to the max. That's all.
Yeah, participants, you need to ask any questions. You can unmute and ask. It's a very informative and insightful one, so don't miss this chance and try to ask your queries.
Sir,
Right,
this is going to be a remarkable lecture, which I've already confirmed to you that today you are learning about the tools, about the AI, about the prompts, everything you can learn about it. Okay, but I would like to give you one or two more prompts that one or two websites that you must use. One is called Prompt Wine, everybody. So if you want to discover the ChatGPT prompts as per your requirements, like creative writing, problem solving, emotional, career development, everything is available. Now, what I'm going to tell you, it is going to blow your mind. This is known as the ghostwriter. So this is actually known as, just wait, I don't remember the ghost. I just remember actually I was using this one website, Ghost Editing for Prompts. This one website also you can use, everybody, the great AI prompts. But I would like to tell you one more website which is also very good, but I don't remember the name right now. And this is also a very good website, everybody, the prompting guide AI.com. But one website I'm missing actually. I don't remember now. Right Sonic is also there, but there is a okay, no problem. But if you really want to use this one, then there is also one website, but not very much efficient, but that is also very good. WordTune, everybody. You can even paraphrase everything for the prompts, but you have to just note it down that this is free. Okay, so you can just use this website in order to generate your own prompts. And one website which I can tell you that was actually very.
Reactor has limitation, I think so, sir.
No.
In
So
I
Right
think
Sonic, no. Right Sonic is very good. WordTune is also good, but there was one website, sir. Actually, now I don't remember the name, but I will give you the name later. But you must please give it to the people there. I don't remember the name now. I'm sorry. Okay. Sir, any other question so that
yes,
we can.
yes, sir. Another question is there, and what is the link between LLM and image generation? What is it, that domain? Link
That domain
between
is
LLM.
a prompt, sir. That is the image generation. That is the text to image generator. And you can use lots of websites today and you can generate the text. But the main thing is that DAL-E is the main thing. Stable Diffusion is there, but most of them are paid. But you have to use Discord community and you can just use your temp email to generate more and more accounts free of cost. And you can generate the things. But other thing is that you just go to to Microsoft Bing or even Windows Copilot and you can generate unlimited number of images, which are actually good. But Mid Journey is number one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And one more thing is, Prashna is asking, what is the future of academic research with this advancement? Your
Sir,
comment, waiting
actually,
your comment.
I would be like both ways because today we all know that people are using ChatGPT, students are generating their assignments from ChatGPT, but the only thing is we cannot stop it. But what we can educate the students that because I was attending one as a panel member, I was discussing one of the things with the Singapore National University, and even there were people from Deakin University, Australia. There were people from National University of Science and Technology, Taiwan, and even from Korea. So I was even participating in that panel discussion, and some of the people from Australia, they even told that if you want to use ChatGPT, use it like a tool that it can assist you where you are actually stopping, but not depend it fully. Because if you use ChatGPT fully, then it is not going to work perfectly unless or until you don't use the prompts, but don't use it much. But for an academic researcher, like if you talk of this website, like this type of websites like Litmap, so this is one of the best website where you can perform your literature, and even Mendeley, Zotero, they are also adding up GPT, and even there are also websites like Blackbox or Undetectable AI. So this type of websites must be used in order to make your research better. Okay, but you have to make sure that the human readable text should be converted human form. So for that, you can just go to this one, undetectable, undetectable AI, but it has limitation. So what you can do if you have generated something from Chat GPT, you can post it here and you can check it for AI. And after that, you can humanize that content. So which means that the entire plagiarism that can be detected on Turnitin can also be finished. So that is what I can say. Yes, Dr. Rahul, any question?
Yeah. And another question is asking regarding this reproducing images and all. Is there any copyright issues for
No, no,
generating
no.
image?
Yesterday, even I was telling the people that actually we were using these images also in Photoshop. We are using generative AI in Canva, but even I have published lots of books and chapters, and even some of the research papers I've also used and generated some of the images in Canva. Till date, there is no problem.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no issue with the copyright. So don't worry. You just have to make a good prompt on Bing or even on Canva. Even Canva is also using the GPT, and there are lots of tools that you can use. But Photoshop Generative AI is one of the next levels that you can say.
Yeah, okay. I am using Canva only, so that's why, yeah.
Yes, sir. Canva is
Photoshop
one
is
of
now
the
is
best tools. Sir. Canva is one of the best tools, but otherwise, let me tell you, but I can speak on many tools for this today. But actually, I have to more focus on large language models. But if you see, sir, that if you talk of the AI tools, any tool of today, they are all having the foundation in order to
yeah.
using the large language models. That's the reason today, if you talk of this website called Hugging Face, let me go to this website. So if you go to this Hugging Face community, everybody, so you can just click on models. And if suppose you just say that is there are lots of models like text to speech, or you can say image classification or image to image. So if you can click on anything, you can just put your image here. You can see over here. So you
Yeah.
can see that you just have to put the image here, and after that it is going to give you the computations that what exactly is a teapot. Teapot is 98.3%. So similarly, you can go to this the diaphragm model, and you can see that how they are generating the AI, and it is actually computing the results. That what is the accuracy of image folder. So even you can use the live models right now, but I love about NVIDIA. So you can see that it is giving the photo and the castle is about 24.3%. So again, it is very good. And even you can see the code that how to use this code on the 1000 ImageNet classes. So this is one of the best websites that you can see. Similarly, if you go to object detection and I just go to this model, let me go for this one, like this one, fine tuner table detector. So similarly, you can just browse any image. So let me go to some pictures. I don't have any photo here right now. Let me download some picture for you. So you can use the models right now. So let me save this like this. Let me come over here. So automatically you can see that the model is loading. I don't have to do any coding. So with Hugging Face, you can perform lots of functions of artificial intelligence in real time. So let's see the results. So no object is detected. But similarly, there are lots of models like image to text like this. So let me give some model. So let me see what the image will give me the information. Image to text. So you can see the BERT models also working live in form of the workings like visual and image. So again, there is a problem here. So you have to check the image. Actually, you have to check the models in front of you. Only then you can work with more. But let me see some other model if there is something like table detection extraction. Yeah. So there is a Zolo model that is being written and you can see the image that is being generated. So with the table extraction, data extraction, everything is available. So sir, you have to go to these type of websites in order to extract more information, use models, and of course, everybody, the data sets are also there. OK, so if you are working on any type of data set, whether it is a biomedical data, medical data, it is all available in front of you. And even there is spaces that you can even go to like music to image. You can like if you click over here, so you can put some more models that can be running. So you can put your audio here, you can put your song title, and after that you can just search the image and you can share it to your community. So you don't have to do any coding, let the model works it for you. With again, you can see the model is working on Llama 2 models. And of course, there are lots of other models that you can see. The most favorite is like this one, the compressed stable diffusion, very popular model today because of Mid-Journey. And you can see that it is actually calculating lots of things, and with the help of the units and SDM version 1.4, this model is very important. And you can work more on image to story, story to text and other things. So let's see whether it is like this image can be detected or not. So let's see, tell me a story. So let's make some story for this one. Let us see how the model is actually getting better results on this. So it will take time of processing because it depends on the processing. So what exactly is going to be model to be uploaded, and we are also already using the large language model that is the Llama 2. So that is a practical functionality that without any doing coding, we just have to ready-made models on Hugging Face, and we can perform the results in a perfect manner. So the target audience is this one. So you can see the image input and adult output. So let's see what the output can be in front of us. Hope this image can work. Otherwise, you all have to go for trial and version, and you can just play around more and learn more about the models, and you can test and try run your results also. Because I can only play like this. So you can see everybody that this has generated a good image, a good story for me. OK. So you can see Max continue to work on his machine, always pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Of course, it is very good. So it was a hacking photo. So I can see that this has given me a very beautiful story. So this is how we can say the large language models are actually working. So that was enough of practical as per me. OK, so I just come to this ChatGPT and I just take sir, how much time is with me now?
Yeah, actually, it's up to 4 only. You can take Sanosh's. Yeah.
OK, so
As per your convenience.
I
Yeah.
just come to sir only with a few slides so I can show to them. That is the
Yeah.
ChatGPT. So everybody, this is one of the photo that you can use. So I want all of you to please click the photo of the screen right now. So this is one of the best photos that you can see. It has taken me about 10 to 15 days to create this photo, the transformer timeline. So you can see that it started from 2017 and in 2023 we got the blue model, but now it is not used. But of course with BERT and of course with the ChatGPT 4.0, the models are actually improving. And this is another photo that you can take, everybody, that if you talk of the encoder models, that only the BERT, and if you talk of decoder models today, then the Chat GPT 3 and 5, and even the 5 model will also come under decoder. But these models are both encoder and decoder. OK, so rest you can go to Hugging Face and you can see lots of models. And this photo, Dr. Rahul, this is one of the best photos that you can see in your even FDP today. So you can see how much the language model size, and you can see that Chat GPT is actually 3 on 175 billions of data. But the Chat GPT 4, again, it is on megatrons of data that is going to happen, and it is actually training. But I'm waiting for the Lemma 3 and of course the Chat GPT 5 that is going to improve like anything. And so this is the step number 1, everybody, pre-train a language model. And after that, you have to gather all the data and training a reward model by making your own preference model. Like I've already told to you that you can just upload your photo, and after that, let the model do the story for you. Let the model explain some other things for you. Let the model even upscale the photo for you. So everything can be possible using this transformers and of course the language models. And we can fine tune the language models with reinforcement learning, and you can see the mathematics. And yeah, this is the generative AI. So you can see, everybody, if you are really into generative AI. So I was generating images with DALL-E, Midjourney. Of course, we have the Hugging Face models. Of course, we have generative AI on Photoshop. We have the Windows Copilot. We have the go.u.com, which I've already gone for you. So all things are getting generated using the knowledge base. So these are some of the examples. And you can see the example of DALL-E, and you can even put the slides like this, that OK, an astronaut is riding the horse in the space. So these type of photos can be generated. And this is the model that I love the most. So you can go to Stable Diffusion, everybody. And I think you can search for this model, the spaces under stability AI for Stable Diffusion. OK, I've already given you the answer. You can take the photo, you can go to Hugging Face, go to spaces, go to stability AI, go to Stable Diffusion. And after that, you can type this type of prompt and you can generate a high scale image. OK, so this is one of the best things that you can generate. So let me see. I can show you something right now. OK, so maybe this is not available in Vietnam right now. OK. And yeah, this is another area. Yeah, this was the answer, everybody. The lexicart. So daily you can generate 10 images. And I just come for my conclusion because I don't want to take your more time. So you can see, everybody, with the help of the multi-model few short learnings, we can generate with a frozen language models that this person is like this person is like this. And of course, in the future, like right now, if you talk of Midjourney, I've already given you the YouTube channel. You take a fox, you take a human being, and you can diffuse that photo. OK, so this is how you can generate more. And this is how we can have some endless discussion and a beautiful discussion on the language models. So I hope you have loved the lecture. This was all about me. This was all about the work that we are doing right now. We are learning prompt engineering. We are doing works with YouTubers. And of course, I'm enhancing my skills with Midjourney. So please learn Midjourney like anything. And you can see right now, these photos again are powered by DALL-E. So depending on the future, this is all on you, how much you want to make it more. So thank you so much for inviting Dr. Rahul. This is all about my lecture. Hope all of you have enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you so much. And participants, do you have any other questions? It's there, I think. Yeah, so Vikashni asking about our websites which detect AI generated data. Is it accurate?
Yes,
Can
yes, of
confirm.
course it is accurate. Of course it is accurate, and you have to just update your data properly, and then you can update the things. So you can see another model is in front of me for the stable diffusion. So image to image you can generate. OK, you can you can drop two images and you can resize the image, you can refill the image. So everything is available. You just have to use AI models and the answers will be highly accurate. So I don't say 100%, but the accuracy is now touching above 85%.
Yeah. So is there any other questions and all? Nothing in that chat box. Prashna is asking, do you have any this article writing purpose? I think so. How what your advice to a PhD scholar or no?
So for the PhD
Using
scholars,
the
everybody, I would like to request you that you can start working more on generative AI models. You can make your own model, like you can go to Hugging Face, you can search the coding, you can search the transformer. And of course, this is not like this is not easy, but you have to understand the coding with Python. And this is a new area to do your research on language models, because getting the research paper easy is easy. And lots of paper journals are actually supporting this type of publication. So go for ChatGPT, go for transformers, go for language models based research. Update your knowledge with regard to the models or the problems that you can work out. So anything and
yeah.
everything is a problem, but you have to make your models that you can do. So see this, sir.
Again,
You can see that I have generated a photo in front of you. Okay, so an astronaut is riding a horse on the moon. So so you can see that I can even upscale this photo. I can even upscale this photo. And I can even go to InPaint. I can send it to extras. I can save everything. So again, this is free of cost. So things are you can say limitless. The only thing is that you have to keep on working, keep on trying, keep on updating your knowledge.
yeah. Another perspective is that from teacher's perspective, how can we detect that if it is an AI generated assignment, how it can be detected by the teacher?
Sir, I can only give the answer because I know AI. I'm using AI from the last 7, 8 years. Even I am a professor of artificial intelligence from last 10 years. So you know about
Yeah.
my profile. Even if you talk of research.com and if you talk of the best scientist of the world, I am among the top 100 scientists in the world who is working on artificial intelligence. So I know my students. I know their level. If a student who is not asking and his English is like below average and he's putting up the perfect English, so it is the answer that either it is generated from the AI, and of course they can paraphrase on Quillbot or maybe like Ref and Write. So I can only give the suggestion that it is all about your experience. You should know that what is happening and how it is happening. So that is all your
Right.
experience.
Yeah. I think that question is satisfied.
That is
That
experience, sir. I
yeah.
can only give you that this is experience. And but yes, of course, I love to detect the questions by the students. Even tomorrow, there is also one presentation. And even I have told the students not to use generative AI, but still the students make mistake and we stop them and we cut their marks. So it is all your experience that you have to work and you have to do your research on that.
Yeah, because we are in the same department. The question is asking from other one, but we are in the same situation and discussion with that because we have School of AI also regarding the every subject have projects, every subject have assignments and all. So students are submitting easier way. So is a discussion is everywhere. I think so.
Sir, can I say one thing to you that if suppose if you ask me that can AI can take the job of a teacher? Now see this, I would like to inform you that even Harvard University and Stanford University they told that let us make a teacher of AI and let the students teach about fundamental of mathematics and fundamental of computing. Okay, you will be stunned to know that that project was just a pilot project and it didn't landed for even 15 days, and the class again restored to a physical teacher. So see
Yeah.
this. This is also an answer that that AI was not that much successful and the people were not that much confident. But yes, if you go to airports, if you go to like any cinema halls, if you go to some autonomous technologies or vehicles, then it looks okay. That okay, the advancements and going on. But still, I would like to inform you, sir, that still AI has a big future. But if you say that it is going to take over the jobs, it is going to kill the human beings, or it is going to you can say take over 100% of the world, it is not going to happen. Human beings and robots will be the friends like robotics, and we will be working together to solve the problem. This is my answer as an AI professor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Anand. And for the vibrant session, yeah, I think everyone is happy with that. I think uh, it's so insightful session for all of us. Hopefully, right, participants, right?
Any participant who wanted
Yeah,
to interact or give some feedback, they are most welcome.
yeah, please. Anyone is willing to talk? Yeah, please.
And sir, I give my details on the you can say your chat box right now. I think you can see my screen right now. Is my screen okay?
Yeah,
So
sir,
thank
can
you,
you check
sir.
the chat box on?
So yeah, chatbot is okay, no problem. So everybody, if you want to search me on Google, you can search just on just to give my name, that is Anand Nayyar, and even my search is on the Google. You can visit my website. Okay, you can visit my website anandnayyar.com, and if you want to see my research on Google Scholar, you can see right now. So right now my citations are touching 10,405 with more than 200 SCIs and H index of 54. You can follow. And of course, with ResearchGate, it is already available. And you can even follow me on LinkedIn. Let me give you some LinkedIn. And you can even follow me on ResearchGate. So each and every research that whatever it is coming in the future, it's all coming with the power of this thing. So maybe it's just like slow internet right now. Little slow here. Yeah. Okay. So this is my LinkedIn, everybody. So you can just follow me on LinkedIn. And now I just come to anything if there is anything. So I can give you my email address right now on chat box. So this is my email. Uh, and this is my WhatsApp only number. Okay. So there is one comment by Smitha. Sir, there is a lots of talk about genuine content being classified as AI generated. Yes, of course, I've already told to you that even if you talk of some of the research papers, what the people are doing, that they are actually generating the content from ChatGPT, Google Bard, and of course with the Claude 2, and even with the Jurassic 2 based models, and they are going to undetectable AI. They are even going to Quillbot, and they are actually paraphrasing, making it human readable, and even they are putting it into Grammarly to even change the language and the style to human based things. So that can also be done. So there is no control on that. Okay, so the only thing is that if you want to work genuine, work genuine. That is the only answer.
Right, sir, right. Yeah. Yeah. I think, is there any other participants to ask something? I think is a wind up time for
Yeah, of
us.
course. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know,
Thanks for your valuable time,
this
sir.
I don't recommend.
Yeah.
This I don't recommend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So on behalf of Amrita School of AI and Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, so I would like to thank you and for the for the in spite of your busy schedule and all, you'll come and um, making us a good insightful session and make me correction so far. So that's why that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your great interactive session with us, and we will extend it soon. Yeah,
Sure, sure. Next time, sure, I will be doing it.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank
Thank
you for the participants for all.
Okay, thank you,
Great.
participants, and keep researching. And if there is any problem, you are most welcome to stay in touch with me, stay contact with me, and we can do the publications. We can, I can even guide you for the next level of research. So whatever it is, keep it coming, keep on going on. Thank you.
Yeah, keep in contact with him on LinkedIn. He will do some podcast, interesting podcast, and also
Yeah, of
summaries.
course. Sir, on Sunday, maybe next Sunday, I'm doing the podcast that how to be a perfect professor. how to be a good teacher. Yeah. My last
Yeah,
podcast, my last podcast was getting viral. That how to get postdoc
I
and
think related postdoc. Right,
postdoc.
right, right,
I
right.
think I think you were attending
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I listened
uh,
half an hour. Yeah, right.
yeah, of course. So even I'm going to I'm even planning to have a podcast, but maybe LinkedIn will allow me or not. But that's why I've given them the permission that how to be a perfect hacker in 2 months. So how to make a hacker out of you. So how to think like a hacker. So after that it will be happening. But my next podcast that is going on LinkedIn. So you can all follow me on LinkedIn. That was going to be that how to be a perfect professor. That as a teacher, what you should do, how to keep yourself updated, what activities you need to perform, how to teach better in class, how to keep yourself updated, resources, everything is coming on LinkedIn for 1.5 hour lecture, maybe and maybe next Sunday.
Sure, sir. We are
Yeah.
hopefully that
So
line.
you're
Yeah.
always connected to me on LinkedIn, so don't worry.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.